Hello everyone. Welcome back to DreamWave English. I'm Sophia, your host for today. You are going to experience something special. Imagine for a moment that you are standing in the middle of a busy street in an English-speaking country. People are walking fast. They are talking to each other. And suddenly someone turns to you and says, "Hey, how's it going?" What would you say? Would you freeze? Would you smile nervously and say nothing? Or would you respond with confidence and start a conversation? This is exactly what today's lesson is about. Daily English conversations that you can use every single day. By the end of this video, you will not only know the right sentences to say, but you will also feel confident enough to use them in real life. So stay with me, because this journey will change the way you speak English forever. Let's begin with the simplest and most powerful tool in English conversation. Greetings. Greetings are the doorway to every conversation. If you can greet someone naturally, you are already halfway to fluency. The most common greeting is, "Hi. How are you?" Now, I don't want you to just read it. I want you to say it with me. Repeat slowly. "Hi, how are you?" Good. Now say it again, but more smoothly, like a native speaker. "Hi, how are you?" Perfect. Now, here's something interesting. Native speakers often change greetings. Instead of "How are you?" they might say, "How's it going?" "How are you doing?" Or simply, "What's up?" Repeat after me. How's it going? Now, how are you doing? And what's up? These are friendly, natural, and very common. If you learn these, you will sound more like a native speaker and less like a textbook. But greetings are not just about asking. You must also know how to answer. Let's practice the most common answers. If someone asks, "How are you?" you can say, "I'm fine, thank you." But that's not enough. If you stop there, the conversation ends. Instead, expand your answer. For example, "I'm good, thank you. I had a busy day, but I'm happy now." Or, "I'm doing great. I just came back from the gym." Do you see the difference? When you add details, you keep the conversation alive. Let's try a short dialogue together. "Hi, how are you?" "I'm doing great. Thanks. I just finished my English class. How about you?" "I'm good too. I had a long day at work, but now I'm relaxing." Excellent. That is a natural conversation you can use anywhere. Now, let's practice introductions. When you meet someone for the first time, you want to make a good impression. The simplest introduction is, "Hi. My name is your name. Nice to meet you." Repeat with me. "Hi, my name is Anna. Nice to meet you." If you want to sound a little more advanced, you can say, "Hello, I'm Anna. It's a pleasure to meet you. What's your name?" Let's put this into a short dialogue. "Hi, my name is Anna. Nice to meet you. I'm David. Nice to meet you too. Where are you from?" "David, I'm from Brazil. How about you?" "I'm from Korea." See how quickly that becomes a real conversation. It's simple, but powerful. Here's another important point. When someone introduces themselves, always show interest. You can ask, "Where are you from? What do you do? Are you a student, or do you work?" Let's practice. Repeat after me. Where are you from? Now, what do you do? And, are you a student, or do you work? Perfect. Now let's practice a longer introduction conversation. Hi, I'm Sarah. It's a pleasure to meet you. What's your name? I'm John. Nice to meet you too. Nice to meet you. John, where are you from? I'm from Japan. How about you? I'm from the United States. That's interesting. Are you working or studying here? I'm studying English. Excellent. This is exactly how introductions happen in real life. Now let's add one more skill. Introducing someone else. Sometimes you're with a friend and you want to connect them to another person. The simplest way is, this is my friend. Name. Repeat with me. This is my friend, James. Now, James, this is Anna. Here's a dialogue. Hi, how are you? I'm good, thanks. Oh, let me introduce my friend. This is Maria. Nice to meet you. Maria, nice to meet you too. Simple, polite, and natural. Now I want you to practice with me in a short role play. Imagine I'm meeting you for the first time. I will say, "Hi, I'm David. Nice to meet you. What's your name?" Now pause and answer with your real name. Good. Now say where you are from. Excellent. See, you just completed a real introduction. Here's a tip. Practice this every day in front of the mirror. Pretend you're meeting someone new. Say your name, say where you're from, and ask the other person a question. The more you do this, the more natural it will feel. Let's do a quick review. Today, in this first part, you learned how to greet people with hi, how are you, and other natural phrases like how's it going and what's up. How to answer greetings in a longer way to keep the conversation alive. How to introduce yourself and ask questions to learn about others. How to introduce your friends to other people. These are the building blocks of daily English conversation. Without them, it's impossible to go further. With them, you can start almost any conversation in English. Remember, every time you say hello, you are building a bridge to another person. And every time you introduce yourself, you are creating a connection. That is the real power of language. This is just the beginning. In the next part, we will go deeper into daily conversations. We will practice how to talk about your day, how to describe your activities, and how to keep a conversation flowing naturally. Stay with me, because your journey to fluency is only getting started. In part 1, we practiced greetings and introductions. Now it is time to take the next step in daily English conversations. Talking about your day. This is one of the most practical skills you can learn, because you can use it with friends, co-workers, classmates, or even strangers. When you can describe your day clearly, people will understand you better, and conversations will feel natural. Let's begin with the most common question. How was your day? Repeat after me slowly. How was your day? Good. This is a question you will hear all the time. If someone asks you, how was your day? What can you say? The simplest answer is, it was good. But if you stop there, the conversation ends. To sound more fluent, you need to expand your answer. Let me show you how. Instead of only saying, it was good, try this. It was good. I worked in the morning, studied English in the afternoon, and watched TV in the evening. Repeat after me. It was good. I worked in the morning, studied English in the afternoon, and watched TV in the evening. Do you see the difference? With just a few more words, you make the conversation richer and more interesting. Let's try a short dialogue together. How was your day? It was good. I studied English in the morning and met my friend in the afternoon. How about you? My day was busy, but I relaxed with a movie in the evening. Perfect. Now, let's add something very important. Feelings. Talking about your day is not only about what you did, but also about how you felt. For example, my day was tiring, but I feel happy because I finished my homework. My day was exciting. I visited a new restaurant, and the food was delicious. Repeat after me. My day was tiring, but I feel happy because I finished my homework. Now, my day was exciting. I visited a new restaurant, and the food was delicious. C. Feelings make your English sound alive and personal. Here's a short dialogue with feelings. How was your day? It was tiring. I had a lot of work, but I feel proud because I finished everything. That's good to hear. You deserve a rest tonight. Great. Now let's practice with time expressions. These are very useful to describe your daily routine. In the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, yesterday, last night. Example. In the morning, I had breakfast and went for a walk. In the afternoon, I studied English. In the evening, I watched a movie. Repeat after me. In the morning, I had breakfast and went for a walk. In the afternoon, I studied English. In the evening, I watched a movie. Excellent. Another example. Yesterday, I went shopping. At night, I cooked dinner with my family. Repeat. Yesterday, I went shopping. At night, I cooked dinner with my family. Perfect. Let's try a dialogue using time expressions. What did you do yesterday? In the morning, I went to the market. In the afternoon, I cleaned my room. In the evening, I read a book. Sounds like a productive day. Now, here's a tip. After answering, always ask back to keep the conversation alive. For example, how was your day? It was great. I met my cousin for lunch. How about you? This shows interest and keeps the conversation going. Let's build a longer dialogue, combining everything. Hi, how was your day? It was good. I worked in the morning, and in the afternoon, I studied English. In the evening, I watched a funny movie. How about you? My day was busy. I had meetings at work, but I feel happy because I learned a lot. Excellent. Now let's do a quick practice exercise. I will give you a situation, and you create the answer. You went to school in the morning and studied English in the evening. How was your day? Answer. It was good. I went to school in the morning and studied English in the evening. You felt tired but happy because you met your friend. How was your day? Answer. My day was tiring, but I feel happy because I met my friend. Yesterday, you stayed at home, read a book, and cooked dinner. What did you do yesterday? Answer. Yesterday, I stayed at home, read a book, and cooked dinner. Well done. Now let's add one more important skill. Talking about plans for tomorrow. People often talk about what they did today and what they will do tomorrow. The easiest way is tomorrow, I will, or tomorrow, I'm going to. Examples. Tomorrow, I will go shopping. Tomorrow, I'm going to visit my grandparents. Repeat after me. Tomorrow, I will go shopping. Now, tomorrow, I'm going to visit my grandparents. Here's a dialogue. How was your day? It was good. I studied English this afternoon. Tomorrow, I'm going to the library. That sounds great. I think I will go to the park tomorrow. Excellent. Let's review what we learned in this part. How to answer, how was your day? With details and feelings. How to use time expressions like in the morning, yesterday, last night. How to keep the conversation alive by asking back. How to talk about tomorrow, using I will and I'm going to. This skill will help you in everyday conversations. Remember to practice every night before bed. Say 3 sentences in English about your day. For example, today, I worked in the morning, studied English in the afternoon, and relaxed in the evening. I feel good. If you do this daily, you will improve quickly. In the next part, we will go even further. We will practice real-life conversations about ordering food, asking for directions, and other situations you will definitely face. Stay with me, and let's keep building your fluency step by step. You've done a fantastic job so far. In part 1, we practiced greetings and introductions. In part 2, we learned how to talk about your day. Now, let's move to something you will definitely use when you travel or live in an English-speaking country, ordering food and drinks, and asking for directions. Let's start with ordering food and drinks. The simplest and most polite way is, I'd like, for example, I'd like a coffee, please. Repeat after me. I'd like a coffee, please. Excellent. If you want to be a little more detailed, you can say, could I have, for example, could I have a chicken sandwich, please? Repeat, could I have a chicken sandwich, please? Perfect. Here's a short conversation at a cafe. Good morning. What can I get for you? Good morning. I'd like a cappuccino, please. Sure. Anything else? Yes. I'd also like a slice of cake, please. That will be $6. Here you go. Thank you. You're welcome. Enjoy. This is exactly how it happens in real life. Now, let's try some variations. I'd like a cup of green tea with lemon, please. Could I have a cheeseburger with no onions, please? I'd like a glass of water, please. Repeat these sentences with me. Great. Now let's move to asking for directions. Imagine you are in a new city and you don't know where the bus station is. The most polite way to ask is, excuse me, could you tell me where the bus station is? Repeat slowly. Excuse me, could you tell me where the bus station is? Excellent. Here's another useful one. Excuse me, I'm looking for the nearest train station. Could you help me? Say it with me. Excuse me, I'm looking for the nearest train station. Could you help me? Perfect. Let's practice a short dialogue. Excuse me, could you tell me where the supermarket is? Yes, it's just down this street. Walk 2 blocks, and you'll see it on the left. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Very natural. Very polite. Now let's also practice giving directions, because sometimes people may ask you useful phrases. Go straight for 2 blocks, then turn left. It's on your right. Next to the bank, walk down this street until you see the park. Then turn right. Repeat after me. Go straight for 2 blocks, then turn left. Now, it's on your right. Next to the bank. Good. Here's a short dialogue. Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to the library? Sure. Walk straight. Turn right at the traffic light, and the library is across from the school. Thank you very much. My pleasure. Perfect. Now, let's put both situations together in a story. Imagine this. You are traveling in a new city. First, you go into a cafe. Good afternoon. Could I have an iced tea? Please. Sure. Anything else? No, that's all. Thank you. After you finish your drink, you need to find the train station. Excuse me, could you tell me where the train station is? Of course. Go straight for 3 blocks, then turn right. The station is next to the bank. Thank you very much. You're welcome. See how natural that feels. These sentences are short, polite, and powerful. Now let's do a quick practice exercise together. You want to order a sandwich. What do you say? Answer: I'd like a sandwich. Please. You need to ask for the hospital. What do you say? Answer: Excuse me, could you tell me where the hospital is? Someone asks you where the park is. What do you say? Answer: Go straight and turn left. The park is on your right. Great job. Let's review what we practiced in this part. Ordering food and drinks with I'd like and could I have. Asking for directions politely with excuse me. Could you tell me? Giving directions with simple phrases like go straight and it's on your right. These are daily life conversations that you will use again and again. The more you practice them, the more natural your English will sound. Here's your challenge. Today, role play both situations. Pretend you are ordering food in a cafe. Speak the lines out loud. I'd like a coffee, please. Then, pretend you are on the street asking for directions. Excuse me, could you tell me where the train station is? Practice them 3 times, and tomorrow they will feel automatic. In the next part, we will go even further into real conversations. You will learn how to make small talk about the weather, work, hobbies, and weekend plans. This will help you connect with people and sound more natural in English. Stay with me, because the best practice is still ahead. You are doing great. So far, you've learned how to greet people, talk about your day, order food, and ask for directions. Now it's time to practice one of the most important skills in English conversation: small talk. Small talk means simple, casual conversation. It may seem unimportant, but it is actually very powerful. Small talk helps you make friends, build connections, and feel more comfortable in English. Let's start with the easiest topic, the weather. Here are some sentences. It's a beautiful day today, isn't it? It looks like it might rain later. It's really hot today, isn't it? Repeat after me. It's a beautiful day today, isn't it? Now, it looks like it might rain later. Here's a short dialogue. Good morning. It's such a nice day, isn't it? Yes, it really is. The sun is shining, and it feels wonderful. I hope it stays this way for the weekend. Me too. I want to go to the park. Simple, natural, and friendly. Another popular small talk topic is work or study. You can ask, how's work going these days? How are your classes this semester? Practice with me. How's work going these days? Now, how are your classes this semester? Here's a dialogue. Hi, how's work going these days? It's been busy, but I'm learning a lot. How about you? My work is busy too, but I feel motivated. That's great to hear. This is polite and professional, and you can use it with colleagues or classmates. Now let's talk about hobbies and free time. You can ask, what do you usually do on weekends? Do you have any hobbies? Repeat after me. What do you usually do on weekends? Now, do you have any hobbies? Here's a short dialogue. So, What do you usually do on weekends? I usually spend time with my family and sometimes play basketball with friends. How about you? I like to read books and watch movies. That sounds relaxing. Perfect. Small talk often starts simple, but can grow into deeper conversations. Another easy topic is travel. You can ask, have you traveled anywhere recently? Do you like traveling? Practice. Have you traveled anywhere recently? Now, do you like traveling? Here's a dialogue. Have you traveled anywhere recently? Yes, I went to Japan last month. Wow, how was it? It was amazing. The food and culture were beautiful. That sounds wonderful. I'd love to go there someday. See how a simple question becomes a real conversation. Now let's talk about weekend plans. You can ask, do you have any plans for the weekend? What are you going to do on Saturday? Repeat after me. Do you have any plans for the weekend? Now, what are you going to do on Saturday? Here's a dialogue. Do you have any plans for the weekend? Yes, I'm going to visit my grandparents. How about you? I think I'll just relax at home and maybe watch a movie. That sounds nice. Enjoy your weekend. Perfect. Now let's practice replies that keep the conversation going. That sounds nice. Really? Tell me more. Wow, that's interesting. I'd love to try that. Repeat after me. That sounds nice. Now, really? Tell me more. These short phrases are very useful. They show interest and invite the other person to speak more. Now, imagine you are at a party and you meet someone new. Let's practice step by step. Step 1. Greeting. Hi, nice to meet you. Step 2. Small talk. It's a beautiful evening, isn't it? Step 3. Ask about hobbies. So, do you have any hobbies? This is exactly how you can start a conversation naturally. Let's review what we learned in this part. Talk about the weather. Ask about work, school, hobbies, or travel. Ask about weekend plans. Use short replies, like that's interesting, to keep the conversation alive. Small talk may look small, but it builds big connections. It makes you sound friendly and confident. Here's your challenge. Today, try one small talk sentence in English. Even something simple, like "It's a nice day today," can open the door to a longer conversation. In the next part, we will practice even more useful situations: shopping, eating at restaurants, and visiting the doctor. These are conversations that you will definitely need in real life. Stay with me, and let's keep building your English fluency together. So far, you've learned how to make small talk, order food, ask for directions, and introduce yourself. Now it's time to practice English that you will definitely use in everyday life. Shopping, eating in restaurants, and visiting the doctor. Let's begin with shopping. When you go shopping, the first thing you often want to know is the price. The simplest question is, how much does this cost? Repeat after me. How much does this cost? Good. If you want to be more polite, you can say, "Excuse me, could you tell me how much this costs?" Here's a short shopping conversation. "Excuse me, how much does this shirt cost?" "It's $20. Do you have it in a medium size?" "Yes." "Would you like to try it on?" "Yes, please. Thank you." Very practical. Other useful shopping sentences. Do you have this in another color? Could I see that bag? Please. Can I pay by card? Repeat with me. Do you have this in another color? Now, can I pay by card? Perfect. Now let's move to restaurants. When you enter a restaurant, the server may ask, "Do you have a reservation?" If you don't, you can say, "No, we don't. Could we have a table for two? So please, repeat after me. Could we have a table for two? Please." Good. After you sit down, the server might say, "Can I get you something to drink?" You can answer, "Yes, I'd like some water, please," or, "Could I have an orange juice, please?" When you are ready to order food, you can say, "I'd like the grilled chicken with vegetables, please," or, "Could I have the pasta with tomato sauce, please?" Let's practice a restaurant dialogue. Good evening. Do you have a reservation? No, we don't. Could we have a table for two? Please. Of course. This way. Please. Here are your menus. Can I get you something to drink? Yes, I'd like some water, please. And for you, I'll have a cup of tea. Thank you. Are you ready to order? Yes, I'd like the grilled chicken with vegetables. And I'll have the pasta. Perfect. Your order will be ready soon. This is exactly how it happens in real life. Other useful restaurant phrases. What do you recommend? Does this dish contain nuts? Could we have the bill? Please. Repeat after me. Could we have the bill? Please. Excellent. Now let's talk about visiting the doctor. When you arrive at the clinic, the receptionist may ask, "Do you have an appointment?" You can say, "Yes, I have an appointment at 10:00 with Dr. Brown." Or, "No, I don't. Can I make an appointment, please?" When you meet the doctor, they may ask, "What seems to be the problem?" You can answer, "I've been having a headache for 3 days. I feel very tired, and I don't know why." Repeat with me. I've been having a headache for 3 days. Here's another useful sentence. I have a sore throat. It hurts when I swallow. Let's practice a doctor's office dialogue. Good morning. Do you have an appointment? Yes, at 10 a.m. with Dr. Brown. Please have a seat. The doctor will see you soon. Good morning. What seems to be the problem? I've been having stomach pain since yesterday. I see. Do you have any other symptoms? Yes, I also feel tired. Okay, I'll give you some medicine and recommend rest. Simple, polite, and clear. Other useful phrases at the doctor's office. I've had a cough for a week. I feel dizzy. I need a prescription. Please. Repeat after me. I feel dizzy. Now, I need a prescription. Please. Perfect. Let's review what we learned in this part. Shopping. Asking about price, a size, color, and payment. Restaurants. Asking for a table. Ordering food and drinks. Asking questions, and paying the bill. Doctor visits, making appointments, describing symptoms, and asking for medicine. These are all real-life conversations. If you practice them, you will be ready for almost any situation in daily life. Here's your challenge. Choose one of these 3 situations today. Imagine yourself shopping, eating at a restaurant, or visiting a doctor. Speak out loud for 1 minute and act out the conversation. Do this 3 times, and soon it will feel natural. In the next part, we will continue with even more practical English. Going to the bank, using public transportation, and taking a taxi. These situations will prepare you for life in any English-speaking country. Stay Stay with me. Your fluency is growing every day. Great work so far. You can now shop, order food, and even talk to a doctor in English. Today, let's practice 3 more situations that are very common in real life. Banking, using public transportation, and taking a taxi. These are practical conversations that you will definitely need if you travel or live in an English-speaking country. Let's begin with banking. When you enter a bank, the clerk may ask, "How can I help you today?" You can answer, "I'd like to open a bank account, please." Repeat after me. I'd like to open a bank account, please. If you need to take money out, you can say, "I'd like to withdraw some money from my account." If you want to put money in, you can say, "I'd like to deposit $200 into my account." Practice. I'd like to deposit $200 into my account. Here's a banking dialogue. Good morning. How can I help you today? Good morning. I'd like to open a savings account, please. Certainly. Do you have your passport or ID with you? Yes, here it is. Great. Please fill out this form. Very realistic and useful. Other banking phrases. Can I check my account balance, please? I'd like to transfer money to another account. Could I get a new debit card, please? Repeat with me. Can I check my account balance, please? Now, I'd like to transfer money to another account. Excellent. Now let's move to public transportation. When you are at a bus or train station, you often need to ask questions, useful questions. Which bus goes to the city center? Where can I buy a ticket? How much is a one-way ticket? Repeat after me. Which bus goes to the city center? Now, how much is a one-way ticket? Here's a short bus station conversation. Excuse me, which bus goes to the airport? Take bus number 25. It leaves every 15 minutes. Thank you. Where can I buy a ticket? You can buy one at the machine over there. Perfect. Thanks again. Simple, polite, natural. At a train station, the clerk may ask, "Would you like a one-way or a round-trip ticket?" You can answer, "A one-way ticket, please," or "A round-trip ticket, please." Practice with me. A round-trip ticket, please. Great job. Now let's practice taking a taxi. The most common way to start is, "Excuse me, could you take me to place, please?" For example, "Excuse me, could you take me to the airport, please?" Another way, "I'd like to go to the train station, please." Here's a taxi dialogue. Good evening. Where would you like to go? Good evening. Could you take me to the Hilton Hotel, please? Sure. Do you want the fastest route or the cheapest one? The fastest route, please. No problem. Please sit back and relax. Sometimes you want to ask about the price. How much will it cost to go to the airport? Or, could you please turn on the meter? Repeat after me. Could you please turn on the meter? At the end of the ride, you can say, "Could you drop me off here, please? How much is it?" Here's a conversation at the end of a taxi ride. "Could you drop me off here, please?" "Sure. That will be $15. Here you go." Thank you very much. You're welcome. Have a nice day. Perfect. Let's review what we practiced today. Banking, opening accounts, depositing, withdrawing, and transferring money. Public transportation, asking about buses, tickets, and schedules. Taxis, asking for destinations, checking prices, and paying politely. These conversations are short but powerful. With just a few phrases, you can handle important daily situations. Here's your challenge. Today, choose one of these three. Role play it out loud. Pretend you're in a bank, at a bus station, or in a taxi. Speak the full conversation, as if you are really there. Repeat it 3 times. This practice will make your English automatic. In the next part, we will practice even more useful conversations, making phone calls, leaving messages, and using English online. These skills are essential for work, study, and social life. Stay with me, because your English is getting stronger every single day. You've learned so many useful skills already. Greetings, daily conversations, shopping, eating at restaurants, banking, and transportation. Now let's practice something that many learners find difficult, but very important. Making phone calls, leaving messages, and using English online. Let's start with making phone calls. When you call someone, the first thing you usually say is, "Hello, this is your name. May I speak to person's name? Please, repeat after me. Hello, this is Anna. May I speak to John? Please." Good. If the person is not available, you might hear, "I'm sorry, John is not here right now. Would you like to leave a message?" You can answer, "Yes, please. Could you tell him that Anna called?" Or, "Could you ask him to call me back, please?" Let's practice a short phone call. "Hello, this is David. May I speak to Sarah? Please." "I'm sorry, Sarah's not here right now. Would you like to leave a message?" "Yes, please. Could you tell her that David called?" "Of course, I'll let her know. Thank you very much." Perfect. Now let's practice leaving a voicemail message. A simple voicemail can be, "Hi, this is Anna. I'm calling to confirm our meeting tomorrow at 3 p.m. Please call me back when you get this message. Thank you." Repeat with me. "Hi, this is Anna. I'm calling to confirm our meeting tomorrow at 3 p.m. Please call me back when you get this message." Excellent. Another example. "Hello, this is David. I just wanted to say happy birthday. Call me when you're free." Short, clear, friendly. Now let's move to using English online. Most of us write messages on social media, email, or chat apps. Here are some useful phrases for online communication. When starting a chat, "Hi, how are you?" "Hello, hope you're doing well." When asking for information, "Could you please send me the details? Can you share the link with me?" When ending a message, "Talk to you soon. Have a great day." Let's practice a short email. Subject, "Meeting tomorrow." "Hi Sarah, this is David. I just wanted to remind you about our meeting tomorrow at 2 p.m. in the library. Please let me know if the time still works for you. Thanks, David." Simple, polite, and clear. Here's a short online chat example. How are you? I'm good. Thanks. How about you? I'm fine. Could you send me the homework link? Sure. Here it is. Thank you so much. No problem. This is the kind of English you will use every day online. Now let's practice common online phrases you might see. BRB. J'll be right back. LOL. Laugh out loud. Tia, thank you. BTW. By the way, repeat after me. BRB means be right back. Even though these are short, It's important to know them because many people use them in chats. Now, let's combine everything into one story. Imagine this. You need to call your friend to meet at the park. Hello, this is Anna. May I speak to Tom, please? Hi, Anna. This is Tom. How are you? I'm good. Are you free this Saturday? Yes, I am. Great. Let's meet at the park at 4 p.m. Sounds perfect. See you then. After the call, you also send a quick text message. Hi, Tom. Just to confirm, see you at the park, Saturday at 4. Have a great day. This is how phone, English, and online English work together in daily life. Let's review what we practiced in this part. Making phone calls, introducing yourself and asking for someone, leaving messages, both with another person and on voicemail, using English online, in emails, chats, and social media, common abbreviations like BRB, LOL, T, and BTW. Here's your challenge. Tonight, practice making a phone call. Pretend you are calling a friend. Say your name, ask to speak to them, and leave a message. Then, write a short online message about the same thing. Do this 3 times, and your confidence will grow. In the next part, we will learn something even more exciting. How to share your opinions, agree or disagree politely, and have deeper conversations in English. This is the step that will make you sound not just like a learner, but like a true English speaker. Stay with me, because your fluency is about to level up. Up to now, you've practiced greetings, daily routines, shopping, eating out, transportation, phone calls, and online English. These are all very important. But to really connect with people, you need another skill, sharing your opinions, agreeing, and disagreeing politely. This is what turns short conversations into long and meaningful ones. Let's start with sharing your opinion. The easiest way to begin is with, I think, I believe, in my opinion. For example, I think English is very important for travel. I believe learning every day is the key to success. In my opinion, movies are a great way to improve listening skills. Repeat after me. I think English is very important for travel. Now, in my opinion, movies are a great way to improve listening skills. Great. Here's a short dialogue. What do you think about learning English online? I think it's very helpful because you can study anytime. Yes, I agree. It's flexible and convenient. Perfect. Now let's practice agreeing politely. Useful phrases. I agree with you. That's true. You're right. I think so too. Repeat after me. I agree with you. Now, that's true. Here's a short dialogue. I believe speaking every day is the best way to improve. Yes, I agree with you. Practice makes perfect. Simple, polite, and natural. Now let's move to disagreeing politely. This can be difficult because you don't want to sound rude. The key is to be polite and respectful. Useful phrases. I see your point, but I think. I understand, but in my opinion, that's interesting. But I feel, for example, I see your point, but I think grammar is also important. I understand, but in my opinion, vocabulary is more useful in daily life. Repeat after me. I see your point, but I think grammar is also important. Excellent. Here's a short dialogue. I think watching movies is the best way to learn English. That's interesting. But I feel reading books is also very helpful. Yes, you're right. Reading can improve vocabulary a lot. Do you see? It's not about fighting. It's about sharing ideas politely. Now let's practice asking for opinions. Useful phrases. What do you think? Do you agree? How do you feel about that? For example, I believe speaking with friends is very important. What do you think? Repeat with me. What do you think? Here's a dialogue. I think practicing English every day makes a big difference. What do you think? I agree. Even 10 minutes a day is helpful. Exactly. A little practice every day is better than nothing. Perfect. Let's combine everything into one conversation. In my opinion, English is easier when you practice with friends. Yes, I agree with you. It feels more fun. What do you think about learning from YouTube videos? I think it's great. You can listen and repeat many times. That's true. But I also feel reading books is important. I see your point. Maybe we should do both. Excellent. This is a natural conversation where people share, agree, and politely disagree. Now let's practice with some real-life topics. Topic 1. Food. I think Italian food is delicious. Yes, I agree. Pizza and pasta are amazing. I see your point, but I feel Japanese food is healthier. Topic 2. Free time. In my opinion, playing sports is the best way to relax. That's true. Sports are healthy. I understand, but I think reading books is more relaxing. Topic 3. Learning English. I believe speaking is the most important skill. Yes, I agree with you. That's interesting. But I think listening is also very important. Let's review what we learned in this part. Sharing opinions with phrases like, I think, I believe, and in my opinion. Agreeing politely with I agree with you. That's true. And you're right. Disagreeing politely with I see your point, but, or I understand, but. Asking for opinions with what do you think, and do you agree? These skills will help you have deeper conversations, make friends, and sound confident in English. Here's your challenge. Today, choose one topic you like: food, travel, or learning English. Say your opinion in one sentence, agree with it in another, and then politely disagree with it in a third. Practice this 3 times until it feels natural. In the next part, we will take it one step further. You will practice telling short stories in English, sharing experiences from your life, your travels, or your studies. Storytelling is one of the best ways to connect with people, and it will make your English sound natural and fluent. Stay with me, because this next step is very powerful. Now that you can share your opinions, agree, and disagree politely, it's time for a very powerful skill: telling stories in English. Storytelling is one of the best ways to connect with people. When you share a story, people listen, they remember, and they feel closer to you. But how can you tell a story in simple English? Let's break it down into easy steps. Step 1. Start with when and where. Examples. Last weekend, I went to the park. Yesterday, I visited my grandmother. A few years ago, I traveled to London. Repeat after me. Last weekend, I went to the park. Step 2. Say what happened. Examples. I met my friend, and we played soccer. I cooked dinner with my grandmother. I visited Big Ben and took many pictures. Repeat after me. I visited Big Ben and took many pictures. Step 3. Add feelings. Examples. It was exciting. I felt very happy. I was tired, but it was fun. Repeat. I was tired, but it was fun. Step 4. Finish with a short comment. Examples. I will never forget that day. It was one of the best experiences of my life. I learned something important. Now let's put all the steps together into a short story. Last weekend, I went to the park. I met my friend, and we played soccer for 2 hours. It was very hot, and I was tired, but it was fun. I felt happy because I spent time with my friend. I will never forget that day. Simple, clear, and complete. Let's try another story. Yesterday, I visited my grandmother. We cooked dinner together, and she told me many funny stories about her childhood. I felt warm and loved. It was a wonderful evening. Do you see how a short story can make people feel connected to you? Now let's practice a travel story. A few years ago, I traveled to London. I visited Big Ben, the London Eye, and many museums. I took a lot of pictures, and I learned about British history. It was exciting, and I want to go there again someday. Excellent. Here's a dialogue with storytelling. How was your weekend? It was great. I went hiking in the mountains. The weather was beautiful, and I saw a waterfall. I felt so relaxed. Wow, that sounds amazing. Yes, it was one of the best weekends I've had this year. Notice how storytelling makes the answer much more interesting than just saying, "It was good." Now, here are some useful phrases for storytelling. One day, suddenly, after that, in the end. For example, one day, I was walking home, and suddenly it started to rain. I didn't have an umbrella, so I got wet. After that, I bought a raincoat. In the end, it was a funny experience. Repeat after me. Suddenly, it started to rain. Now, in the end, it was a funny experience. Great. Let's practice with another mini story. One day, I was cooking dinner, and suddenly, the electricity went out. After that, I lit some candles and continued cooking. In the end, it was a romantic dinner with candlelight. See how easy and fun this is. Now, let's combine storytelling with opinions. I traveled to Thailand last year. I visited the beach, and the water was beautiful. It was one of the best places I've ever seen. Wow, that sounds wonderful. In my opinion, Thailand has some of the most beautiful beaches in the world. I agree with you. Perfect. Here's your practice exercise. I will give you a topic, and you build a short story. Topic: a fun day with a friend. Example answer: last Saturday, I went shopping with my friend. We laughed, tried on clothes, and ate ice cream. It was so much fun. Topic: a problem that happened. Example answer: yesterday, I missed the bus. Suddenly, it started to rain, and I had no umbrella. After that, I walked home in the rain. In the end, I got sick, but it was a funny memory. Topic: a trip you enjoyed. Example answer: 2 years ago, I went to the mountains. I saw snow for the first time, and I felt so excited. I will never forget that trip. Well done. Let's review what we learned in this part. How to tell a story in 4 steps. When, where, what happened, feelings, and a short comment. How to use phrases like one day, suddenly, after that, and in the end. How storytelling makes conversations longer, more interesting, and more personal. Here's your challenge. Tonight, tell one short story about your day. Say it out loud in English, using the 4 steps. Do it 3 times until it feels natural. Tomorrow, tell another story about your past, maybe a trip or a family memory. In the next part, we will continue to grow your skills. You will practice conversations about culture, traditions, and celebrations. These topics will help you connect with people from all over the world. Stay with me. The journey to fluency is getting more exciting every day. Congratulations! You've made it through so many important conversations, greetings, daily routines, shopping, eating out, transportation, phone calls, storytelling, and more. Now let's finish with something very special, talking about culture, traditions, and celebrations. These topics are not only fun, but they also help you connect deeply with people from all over the world. Let's begin with culture. Culture means the way people live their food, music, art, and daily habits. When you talk about culture, you can say, in my country, people usually eat rice for breakfast. In my culture, family dinners are very important. Music is a big part of my culture. Repeat after me. In my culture, family dinners are very important. Good. Here's a short dialogue. Tell me about your culture. In my country, people usually have lunch at 12 p.m. sharp. It's a tradition. That's interesting. In my country, lunch is usually at 2 p.m. Really? I'd love to try that someday. See how you can compare cultures. It makes the conversation rich and interesting. Now let's move to traditions. Traditions are customs that people follow regularly, often for a long time. Examples. In my family, we always eat together on Sundays. We have a tradition of giving gifts on birthdays. In my town, there's a big market every Saturday morning. Repeat. We have a tradition of giving gifts on birthdays. Here's a dialogue about traditions. Do you have any family traditions? Yes. Every year we take a family photo during New Year's celebration. That sounds nice. My family usually travels together in the summer. Perfect. Now let's talk about celebrations. Celebrations are special events, like holidays, festivals, or important days. Here are some examples. We celebrate New Year with fireworks. My favorite celebration is Christmas, because I spend time with my family. In my country, people celebrate the Harvest Festival with music and dancing. Repeat with me. We celebrate New Year with fireworks. Excellent. Here's a dialogue about celebrations. What's your favorite celebration? My favorite is Christmas. I love decorating the tree and spending time with my family. That sounds wonderful. In my country, we celebrate Lunar New Year with traditional food and games. Wow! I'd love to experience that someday. See how celebrations open the door to sharing and learning about each other's lives. Now let's practice a longer conversation, combining culture, traditions, and celebrations. In my culture, food is very important. We always eat together as a family. That's interesting. In my culture, music and dance are a big part of life. Do you have any traditions in your family? Yes. We always celebrate birthdays with a big dinner. That's nice. In my family, we usually travel together once a year. What about celebrations? What's your favorite one? I love New Year because it feels like a fresh start. How about you? My favorite is our Harvest Festival. It's full of colors, music, and delicious food. Beautiful. Here are some useful phrases for these topics. In my country, In my culture, we have a tradition of, my favorite celebration is, repeat after me. My favorite celebration is New Year. Now, let's do a practice exercise. I'll give you prompts, and you try to build your own sentences. Culture. In my culture, people usually. Example. In my culture, people usually drink tea in the afternoon. Tradition. We have a tradition of. Example. We have a tradition of visiting grandparents every weekend. Celebration. My favorite celebration is. Example. My favorite celebration is Diwali because of the lights and sweets. Well done. Let's review what we've learned in this final part. How to talk about your culture using in my country and in my culture. How to describe family or community traditions. How to share your favorite celebrations and explain why you enjoy them. By learning these, you can connect with people on a deeper level. Culture and traditions are a big part of who we are, and sharing them makes conversations personal and meaningful. Here's your final challenge. Tonight, tell one short story about your favorite celebration in English. Describe what happens, how you feel, and why it is important to you. This will combine storytelling, opinions, and cultural sharing all in one. And now, let me say this. You've done an amazing job. You've completed all 10 parts of this daily English conversation journey. You can now greet people, introduce yourself, talk about your day, order food, shop, ask for directions, make phone calls, share your opinions, tell stories, and even talk about culture and traditions. Fluency is not about being perfect. Fluency is about confidence, practice, and connection. Every word you speak brings you closer to your goal. Remember this, English is not just a language. It is a bridge to new friends, new opportunities, and new experiences. Keep practicing every day, even just for a few minutes, and you will see your skills grow. This is DreamWave English, and I'm proud of how far you've come. Keep shining, keep learning, and keep speaking. Your English journey has just begun, and the best is yet to come.